Dibbs. Dibbs is the only thing that holds society together.
First Dibbs question of the day brought to you by Trantolo and Trantolo. The law offices of Trantolo and Trantolo are always giving back to the communities that they proudly serve. And if you want to get a hold of their offices, Trantolo and Trantolo can be reached at 844-999-9999. That's all nines after you dial 844. Who had the best draft? What team in the NFL?
Oh, you said what team in the NFL? Because I was going to say the SEC conference. 62 players out of the SEC, 55 out of the Big Ten, 32 from the ACC, 30 from the Big 12. SEC wins again. I still am totally impressed and love Will Anderson Jr. and the D'Amico Ryans connection in Houston going up to third to get him. Not only did they get their quarterback on offense, I think they got their quarterback on defense within the same draft, 2 and 3 right next to each other on picks. But unfortunately for you, Cowboy fan, and for all y'all Cowboys,
we got a lot of linemen.
You got a lot of linemen, and you're going to need them. Because you're going to have to block that big Allen dude from Philadelphia for about 7 years.
It's only twice a year.
Him and the rest of that Philadelphia defense that they added. Then they added, Keelan Ringo. They added that kid. We've been watching him at Georgia forever. They just got great. They were already good, exceptional, above average, runners-up in the Super Bowl. Now they're even better. Watch out for the Philadelphia Eagles for the next couple of years. Ugh.
No, Ben's got to be thrilled with the Patriots.
The Patriots, I can't even, I don't know where to begin. Was this like a trick that Belichick was trying to pull on the league? Was this just something he was trying to, did he have a favor? Was this like a Tommy Lasorda, please draft Mike Piazza situation? Why in the hell do you draft a place kicker at all, let alone the 4th round? The 4th round? 10th pick. They had 2 4th-round picks. They used the first one on a place kick.
I think he's messing with people.
Was there some other kickers that were picked in the 5th or 6th round? I think there was one other team that did. There's some other teams that picked some kickers, which was dumb. And maybe they only did that because Belichick set them up. And they're like, oh, man, he's got to know something. That's the new.
We better get one.
Yeah, let's get one now before they're all gone. They're always there. Go to your local soccer field. You'll find 5 or 6 that can make the Pro Bowl. Kickers.
How about the Packers? They didn't want to draft any wide receivers or tight ends in the past. As soon as they trade Aaron Rodgers, they draft 3. Not 1, not 2, 3 pass catchers.
Yeah, the tight ends look good, too. They got that Musgrave from Oregon State.
Yep.
He looks nice. Yeah, that's just hilarious.
Michigan State receiver Jaden Reed. South Dakota State tight end Tucker Kraft.
Oh, yeah, they got Tucker Kraft.
Yep.
Tucker Kraft. Now, we talked to Joe DeLeon last week about Tucker Kraft from South Dakota State. Watch out for this kid to possibly be a Pro Bowl tight end.
Musgrave's a 6'6" target.
Yeah,
That's a nice.
he's pretty decent.
But you didn't get him for Aaron Rodgers. Boy, they really wanted to stab him in the back.
They just didn't like him.
Nope.
Like it wasn't necessarily like they're moving on from Rodgers when they picked Jordan Love 2 years ago in the draft. It was more of them saying, we just don't like Aaron Rodgers. Just don't like him. They're not fans. But yeah, I noticed that right away, especially when they made that pull for the tight end. I thought that was just hilarious.
Unbelievable.
I like the draft, man. I like the undraft as well. I like all the UFAs that get picked up in the next couple of days, the undrafted free agents that got something to prove. Those will make practice squads. People will get hurt, and those guys may find themselves as fully contracted NFL employees.
Well, that's a great advice. Stay ready.
Stay ready.
Stay ready. Don't think that you can't make a squad. That's absolutely possible. And the way people get injured now in the NFL, so many non-contact injuries, and maybe it's because they don't make as much contact as they used to, but and maybe they do some of the other drills harder, but man, there's just so many injuries around pro football.
That's why you got to fill it up. I saw a lot of people with stacked picks, and you just look at some of the deals that were making. Like Green Bay Packers had picks for days because all those deals they made with Aaron Rodgers. Yep. New England Patriots had a bunch of picks, and they always do because they stockpiled those things. And you never know. Your 5th, 6th, 7th round guys do fill out your roster, your special teams, and then can become big-time players in the league that we have seen examples across the board
I'm not going to lie. I actually watched a lot of the 5th, 6th, and 7th
Oh,
round
really?
to see, because I wanted to see what they said about these guys. And a lot of them were either injured or guys that were, like, undersized.
So these are like flyers where they could be something.
They could be something. We're taking them, with the opportunity to come into camp and prove that they're good enough to play in the NFL, but they were too good not to draft. And I think that's what you see with the 5th, 6th, and 7th round choices. A lot of these guys were names that I'd heard before, and was just like, oh, okay, so that guy is only 220 instead of 240 or 250 at linebacker. I mean, so there was a lot of guys that could mature a little bit more, especially getting into a weight room, getting into a better class of nutrition. And maybe some of these guys weren't on full scholarship at some of these colleges, and all of a sudden you get them into these training table situations with football teams, get them proper nutrition, and all of a sudden, whammo, 2 years down the road, this guy's starting in the NFL.
Yeah, like you said, most of them are not healthy at this moment, and they've had the specs run on them since they were 18, and before that injury, they were X, Y, or Z. So you never know. You really never know what people are going to turn out. But in the 6th round, like, there are a couple of the receivers that I really like that got picked up in the 6th round. The Saints got A.T. Perry from Wake Forest. I think he will be a contributor right away for them. I'm a Kayshon Boutte fan. Give me some more Boutte. LSU receiver that now will be a New England Patriot. I think that was really good. You never know, man. I mean, everybody brings up Tom Brady all the time and where he got drafted, or you can now point at Brock Purdy as the term that you hate, Mr. Irrelevant. Who got that award, by the way, this time around? Hold on, I'm right there. Would you think he'll be starting quarterback for the NFC Championship team? Deshaun Johnson. I know some Deshaun Johnsons, not this one, though. Toledo defensive end. Rooting for that kid. Let's just call him Pick 259.
259.
Hey, man.
I'd get that tattooed on me somewhere.
Oh, that is a nice tattoo.
259, bro. Coming at you.
I like that.
I do too. All right, when we come back, we'll get more in the NFL draft, talk about some of the best stories, even Will Levis from Connecticut and falling in the draft.
97.9